Consider masters athletes, or adult athletes who work with coaches. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, other than their age, how are these athletes any different than youth athletes that work with coaches? In fact, the same question was found in a resource handbook created by the Coaching Association of Canada for coaches of masters athletes. Their statement read, "What's different about coaching masters athletes?" And the answer is probably not much. It continued, "As long as they're healthy, there's no real difference between coaching them and coaching younger athletes." I was skeptical. We posit that these nuanced approaches are often required due to the unique psychosocial elements of specific athletes within specific contexts. The lack of empirical consideration of these elements within master sport has intrigued a research team at the University of Ottawa, Cape Breton University. In some of our previous research, masters athletes have indicated the preference for coaches to explain, clarify, and rationalize drills, allowing them to think critically and problem solve toward solutions. These findings coincide with work from Malcolm Knowles and colleagues, who proposed 6 adult learning principles pertinent to understanding how to facilitate adult learning situations. We posit that this model of adult learning, termed andragogy, may be useful beyond the educational classroom, and may in fact be applicable for coaches when working with their athletes. Using andragogy as a conceptual framework in my study, I sought to understand how a coach's approaches to facilitating learning situations for masters and youth athletes coincided with andragogical principles, and how these principles manifested differently when coaching masters compared to when coaching youth. In my case study with one canoe-kayak coach, I observed 2 of each of the masters and youth training sessions and conducted 3 semi-structured coach interviews and 4 focus groups, 2 with 8 masters athletes, 2 with 8 youth athletes, to understand the coach's approaches to facilitate learning and the athlete's perceptions of such. The coach explained how she afforded her masters athletes opportunities to self-direct, act as co-participants in the planning of their learning, and engage in more collaborative conversations to enhance their learning experience. Masters athletes explained how they wanted explanation from the coach before engaging in activities, how they were able to value the coach's role through their life experiences, and how they like to problem solve toward effective solutions with the coach. Youth spoke about their goal-oriented motives and how they appreciated the coach working with them toward these goals. Contrary to masters, they often did not question the coach's demand, and believed that following the training schedule without modification would lead to success. These findings will help coaches of both cohorts throughout the nation.